welcome back to my channel, Psychic Goddess Erica. Hopefully the glare on my glasses is not distracting. So today, also, these are not prescription, and I will do a future video at some point on how I program my glasses for spiritual protection or to see truth. So whether they're non-prescription or prescription, I'll cover that in another video. Sorry for going off on a whole different tangent. But speaking of seeing truth, today we're covering the Justice card, which is card 11 in the Major Arcana of the Tarot. So we just came off of card 10, which was the Wheel of Fortune, in the last video we did on the Learn the Tarot series that I'm doing. For those of you who are just joining in, I read more intuitively. I don't really read in the traditional way of reading cards, so I'm not necessarily looking into the specific symbolism of each card. I do recommend that you look into that and knowing the history of tarot, where it came from. All that's really important. But this is more so meaning in terms of how I personally interpret things in an intuitive way. So again, this is card 11, the Justice card in the Major Arcana portion of the Tarot. And we just came off the Wheel of Fortune in the last reading. I'm sorry, not reading, the last video. So and this is the Melanated Classic Tarot deck, if you're wondering. So looking closer up at this, some of the things that stand out to me, at least in this particular image, are the red and the purple in the backdrop or curtain in this card. So red representing the energy of the base chakra, the root chakra, stability, foundation, finances, life force energy. Even think of things that, what I'm hearing Spirit say is even think of things that get your blood hot. You know how blood is your life force energy, but when you're passionate about something, you know how your body warms up or your blood gets hot, even if you're mad or upset. There's kind of that vibe about it as well. And the purple sticking out to me in terms of your third eye chakra, your intuition, your connection to the 5D realm, to spirit, to your clairvoyance, to your intuition, etc. So the fact that those are both there, I find really interesting, because when looking at this card intuitively, the scales are really, really important in the Justice energy, and even when it comes to like the justice system of the legal system and things like that. So often when the Justice card is coming up, it's representing the energy of fairness and balance. Does the situation seem fair to you? Is there a time where you felt like things were unjustified, or do they feel like justice is coming? So this will depend upon the question. It will depend upon the other cards around it, if you are, doing an in-depth reading. Also, most importantly, your own intuitive psychic downloads you're receiving about the matter. And also, if you read reverse, that may play into it as well. But, as I always say, I don't put too much weight on reversals. So in a more positive nature, and as some would say, if it's upright and if the other cards or the feeling that you're getting from your intuitive downloads are positive, then this could mean that things are about to turn in your favor. This could mean that things are gonna, like, justice is going to work out on your side. The scales of balance also to me represent balance and duality in all things, and how it's important to have a good balance. For example, the shadow and the light, you need both to have a good balance and understanding. You don't want one scale to drop further than the other, and if it does, then things are off balance. Or for example, the logical mind and the intuitive mind or vision, and those needing to be in balance as well, to make good decisions and choices, to see things in a clear and balanced and healthy, fair way in a situation. So those are some of the examples coming through as well. And the sword up, on one hand representing, I feel, the fact that there's a sense of power and decision making, and needing to be balanced before making a decision, before making a choice, and knowing that you have the power within self, or maybe this is reflecting that depending upon your situation, like maybe you're waiting for somebody else in power to make a decision. So the Justice card can often represent things related to the legal system. It can relate to things related to other contracts or agreements that need to be signed on to or that you're working with, for example, in business, or maybe even like a marriage contract, whether it's in the literal legal sense or like in terms of a commitment sense, you know what I mean? It can also represent spiritual contracts or karmic contracts that are being worked through. The Justice card often represents to me lessons, and that's honestly the most, when I see it the most, this card comes up a lot when there is a lesson to be learned, a spiritual lesson, a karmic lesson, a life lesson. It's the energy of the lessons you are learning because of as a result of your previous choices. So this is often how I see the Justice card is, okay, well, what are you learning from it? Or is the universe trying to show you something that needs to be learned? Is there another repetitive cycle, spiritual cycle pattern, karmic pattern being repeated, or even karmic contract or karmic debt resurfacing to teach you a lesson? Are you learning the lesson? Are you in balance this time, or are your scales still off? So I see that a lot when it comes to the Justice card. You know, also, yes, it could also mean needing to handle a situation in more of a fair and balanced way, or that a situation is about to be handled in a fair and balanced way for you. Like, for example, a karmic cycle now turning in your favor and on your side. If this is, if the energy you're getting from the reading you're doing is of a more positive nature, or a more positive spread, if you're seeing a whole bunch of cards there, if you use spreads and whatnot. So in a more negative sense, or some may say even if it's reversed, it could mean that there's a blockage in the sense of things are not feeling very fair, or that it may seem like somebody who is like someone who's in the wrong is kind of winning, or somebody who did you wrong is winning. It's like unjust. Sometimes it can mean that you're not learning the lesson and seeing the lesson in something, or somebody else is not seeing the lesson or learning the lesson in it. These are just some examples of blockages when it comes to if you read reverse, or if you are, even if you don't read in reverse and the energy of the reading feels more negative, those are some of the examples that could come up. It could also be in a more negative sense, delays in some sort of contract coming through, or some sort of commitment coming through. It can mean that some sort of legal matter may not work out exactly how you were hoping, or something of that nature. Just to give some examples of what could be some of the more negative sides, for lack of better words, when it comes to the Justice card, whether it's upright in just the reading, or what you're feeling feels to be more negative, or if you read reversals and see it as like a blockage in that kind of a way. Now, regardless of whether it feels like a positive reading or a negative reading to you, what I've noticed too is that the Justice card is really like a card of needing to use your good discernment as well. You know, it kind of vibes off of the Judgment card and the Wheel of Fortune, in my opinion. And then also the fact that there's a crown on this person. So there's almost this energy of whether it's you needing to realize your worth and the decisions you're making in balance, or whether it's you seeing someone else as a power over you, like, you know, like a hierarchy kind of a system. I think what this is reminding all of us is that, yes, even though you may be waiting on some sort of an authoritative figure in some cases to make a choice or to come through or to make a decision, still at the end of the day, remember that there's balance in all things, and remember that you hold power as well to create your own reality based upon the choices and the decisions that you make over time. This card, and this may just be me personally, but I find that the Justice card often comes up for me personally when the veil is thin. What I mean by the veil is thin is meaning that seeing truth more clearly, or when I'm about to see a truth more clearly. Some other cards, kind of going off a little bit in a different direction, but some other cards that also do that come up for me when the veil is thin, are the High Priestess and the Moon card, when there's going to be deeper truths coming to light, where it's really called to trust your intuition as well. But I would say the difference with the Justice card in comparison to the High Priestess or the Moon card for me is the Justice card often calls for an extreme amount of logic and reality, for lack of better words, reality 3D based thinking, as well, in addition to 5D based thinking and spirituality and intuition. So hopefully that makes sense. That's pretty much all I have for the Justice card for right now. Please comment below your connection to the Justice card and anything that you have been, maybe some experiences you have with it, or an interpretation you may have that I did not think of. Comment below. I like reading those, and I truly appreciate the interactions and engagement on these videos as well. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, spread it around, and if you choose to, you could always tip by buying me a coffee for being your teacher in this situation. And the information on where you can go to do that is down below in the description box. And I will talk to you guys in the next video, which is going to be card 12, the Hanged Man. Bye.